Hello, Ed Catley here, live from the airport. That's why there's a lot of noise around. If you want me to bring you a croissant, I can. They are quite delicious. Today's episode via Ash Williams via Skype. We've got another pitch for you, and then Ash Williams will go into the details of his brother, a medical doctor who has a difficult relationship with Ash's lifestyle choices, as many of us do. Thanks for being with us. Let's get into it. Ash Williams via Skype. Are you there?
Edward, I am. I'm coming to you via Skype.
Hey, let's get straight into it today. We're going to do a show. We'll pitch a TV show that I might pitch a live show today, actually. We haven't done that yet. This is a wonderful concert tour. Also in light of Kate Ceberano's wonderful Queen's Birthday medal, which is for me but a long time coming. And then,
has anyone deserved it more? Do you know?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
No, she should win again next year. Can you go back to back?
That's a fantastic idea. And then
she can go back to back like the Hawks.
And the winner is, well, she's done it again, guys. In recognition of her single Pash from 20 years ago, it's Kate Ceberano. And the award for Kate can't be here today, so the award shall be accepted by someone from Scientology, even though she maintains they have nothing to do with her. Excellent. Thank you all for your time. See you next year.
When I was on Studio 10 a couple of weeks back, we were going through, off camera, of course, all of the secret Scientologists. It's an amazing list.
My in-laws live near the big Scientology church in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And it is packed. It's packed.
Yep.
Tuesday night, there's more people at the Scientology church than there are at Red Rooster drive-through. And that's saying something because they're right next door to each other. So it's a really simple comparison to make.
Well, are you sure they're not going to the Scientology building for a stand-up show? Because do you remember in LA, I got booked to do stand-up at the Church of Scientology?
Yes, tell it now. I know that, but everyone else doesn't. Tell it. Yeah, remind me what happened. That was crazy.
Yeah, and I was desperate for gigs, and I saw this thing on Craigslist that said comedy show, looking for comedians, 10 minutes, the floor's yours. And I thought, this is great. I love LA. I can't wait for this gig. And I emailed the bloke off the back of him not knowing anything about me. And said, I'd like to do 10 minutes. I'm a big comedian in Australia. And he said, cool. And he gave me the address and said, you're on at 9 o'clock. And then, I was on the way there. I had my set prepared, and I thought I'd better chuck it in Google where this is. And it was right in the heart of the Church of Scientology. And I didn't go.
Well, you know how it's in Going Clear, that documentary about Scientology. But when he went for Welcome Back Kotter, because he was struggling before that, they all turned towards the direction of the studio, everyone in his Scientology auditing class, and willed the director to give him the role. And then when he got the role, that's how they sucked him in, because he felt like he owed it to them.
That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good. If I joined Church of Scientology and they willed me to be the new host of Family Feud, then I'm indebted to them. I am.
Okay, what are you willing to do for the church in order to become the new host of Family Feud? Like if you had to go and clean Tom Cruise's aeroplane hangar like those other people have to do, allegedly for $4 an hour or even 80 cents an hour, would you do that?
Yeah, because there's gold at the end of the tunnel.
I get the feeling, don't you get the feeling that Scientology is this thing that everyone sort of knows, they think they know about, but there's not that many of them? Do you ever get that feeling? Like it doesn't seem like it's this huge problem that it's made out to be?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think we know all the answers.
Okay, so how long is the roughly about when it's good for you and then it turns? Do you remember one of our former bosses at a radio station, don't say his name, told us how long he was a Scientologist for, and he said that he went from being a mid-dawn, so a midnight announcer in Darwin, where the only job he could get apart from doing the midnight shift was hosting the wet t-shirt competition on a Sunday at the pub, to being the boss of a major radio station in Australia. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I do. And look, obviously there's some upside. They've got wonderful success stories.
How long? Do you remember how long he told us?
Was it 5 years?
7. And
Yeah.
in one of the things I read about it, they said that. They said for about 6 or 7 years, it actually does a great job, and you actually you do a lot better than you were because you're paying attention to a lot of stuff you didn't. And then you go, all right, hang on a sec. Why do I have to hear about the alien from over there? And why do all the cars that are meant to be spaceships just look like cars from the 1950s when L. Ron Hubbard was writing this?
Unfortunately, L. Ron Hubbard's not here to defend himself anymore, is he? You know?
Yeah, no, that's true. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
The point being, you're available. If Channel 10's unhappy with Grant's work, you're available. And that would be a huge coup for you. Although Grant Denyer is doing a great job. Can't you take over another show?
I agree. Denya's doing too good a job. Well, we might get to this in
Do you want to do some of your near misses?
Yeah, let's do the near misses because
Okay.
I've got a near miss that might be coming up too.
Okay, because I want a future near miss. That's great because I think you've had, in the last couple of years, you've had a lot of near misses of jobs that you wouldn't tell me about, and then just after something would be announced, you'd say, oh, I was up for that.
Yeah.
Can you give us a couple of the near misses?
Well, can you give me a couple of these? Because I tell you, I've had to move on with my life and focus on the future near misses rather than the past.
The Jungle.
Oh, I'm a celebrity.
Yep.
Yeah, but I wasn't too far down the interview process there. That was just like I filled out a form.
Okay, Celebrity Big Brother. If they did it again, you were going to be in there.
Yep, Celebrity Big Brother, I was going to be in.
If they did the show, you were one of the people, were you not?
I'll say yes. Everything was like saying, you're in.
Do you know once Warwick Capper, you know how Warwick Capper exposed himself and then got kicked out?
Of course, to Gypsy from Home and Away.
One of the great moments in Australian television. You know, I know Warwick a little bit, and I asked him about it once, and he said, they set me up. Off camera, they kept saying, hey, Woz, why don't you do something? This is so boring. This is so boring. And I said, what do you mean, like get up the tackle? And they said, that'd be hilarious. And then as soon as I did it, they kicked me out. He claims it was a setup.
That needs to be on a current affair.
Well,
where's the investigation?
Oh, well, I was thinking the people from Making a Murder, that could be their next project.
Good.
Let's write the injustice of the Warwick Capper expulsion for exposing himself.
And Gypsy cried.
Oh, Gypsy overplayed it so badly.
Even my brother,
the doctor.
He was watching it and he said, mate, Gypsy cried. It was hilarious.
Speaking of your brother, I believe everyone knows that you and your brother have a number of deals where essentially he's got a number of items that you would like to use, but because he's known you a very long time, i.e. your whole life, he feels the need in order to get things from you up front so that he gets them at all. He doesn't like to give you anything on credit. So he's now developed this elaborate system of deals that you have to negotiate with. What is the current one?
So the current one is I've just moved into a new house and he said to me in front of my housemate, would you like my Nintendo 64 with Mario Kart?
Oh.
And I said, I just didn't really answer him. And then I texted him about 2 weeks later and said, how much for your Nintendo 64 and Mario Kart? And he texted back saying, it's not for sale. And then
He is a weird guy, your brother. He is one of the great weirdos, your brother. That is... Okay. All right. Good,
right?
good curveball. Yep.
So
right.
Luckily, I had my housemate Luke as a witness, and I said, "Hey, my brother's saying the 64 is not for sale." He said, "We could have it, yeah." And he said, "Yeah, 100%." So I texted Ken back and said, "You said we could have it 2 weeks ago," and he texted back, "Did I?" And I wrote, "Yes." And he said, well, "How much would you be willing to pay for it?"
Oh, big. That's big from him because normally he comes with very strong early conditions.
Yes. And he said, bearing in mind, I paid $150 for it.
When? In 1998? Because, you know, the Nintendo 64 was released in 1996 in Australia. Did he get it new or did he buy it from a mate a few years later?
Yeah, no, he bought it secondhand about 3 years ago.
Okay, so he's paid $150. All right, yep, sure.
Right?
Yep.
So I texted, bearing in mind, he's had it for 3 years. He's had fun with it. Wear and tear. I wrote back 125.
Big.
And he said, definitely not. You've made me angry. There's no way I'm losing money on this investment. 150, I would have laughed. So he wants more than 150 because he thinks it's gone up in value.
A Nintendo 64 has done nothing but go down in value since the day it was released in 1996. Is he? I know, and you know what's great about your brother? You know where these text messages are taking place, don't you?
At a hospital.
He's in a hospital. And I don't remember the episodes of Grey's Anatomy where Patrick Dempsey couldn't go and see a client because he was haggling with his brother over the price of a Nintendo 64.
Exactly. So I said to him, 150 final offer. He said, it's not for sale. It's not for sale. And where Cam's got me is he wrote back and said, go online and try and find a Nintendo 64 for under 150.
I've just done it.
Do it.
I've just done it.
And I did it too. And he's got me. He's got bloody over a barrel.
He's got you cold, mate. He's got you cold. I'm just looking now. I'm on eBay. $200 with a warranty, which is funny for something that came out in 1996. There is one here for $100.
Whereabouts though?
Oh yeah, no, that looks fake. It says it's a modified watermelon one. The hell does that mean?
Yeah, the ones that are like under 150, you've got to catch a plane or wherever to get it.
Jeez, mate, there are some games here, brother. There are some games. Nintendo 64. Okay, I believe the highest hit rate, and tweet us if you think we're wrong. The highest hit rate of games released to great games, I believe, is still the Super Nintendo. I know I'm showing my age, but they would release, because I just started working at the video store when they hit their apex. Every time something came out, it was odds on gold. But then the Nintendo 64 had some of the all-timers. Just some of the all-time games. Mario Kart on the 64 was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't get to spend enough time with the Super NES.
Oh, of course, yeah. You've come in for the 64. What were some of your other? I mean, GoldenEye. Don't nobody say GoldenEye. We all love GoldenEye. You know, Tony Martin, our very good friend. He got so addicted to GoldenEye, the Nintendo 64 game. Keeping in mind he was doing the highest rating drive show of all time on Fox. While this
and it would have been what? It would have been about 30, 35?
Oh yeah, 30? yeah. While this was taking place, he used to go around. And he wouldn't leave a level on GoldenEye until he'd shot all of the boxes, all of the wooden crates, and then he'd move on.
That would take him all day.
Yeah. Anyway, better go. Got a national drive show I need to think about.
Yeah.
And here's another one, Legend of Zelda. What a game. Did you play that? Jesus.
No.
Jesus.
No, I kind of skipped gaming from about the age of 14 to 24.
What took over?
Sport. Drinking,
chicks,
yeah. But I kind of got out. I used to play Wonder Boy, but this was all on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, Mega Drive. Yeah, what
Wonder
a game.
Boy.
Yeah,
what a game! What a game!
Oh, you go a long way. Look, the best game on Super Nintendo, and I'd love people to tweet in and let us know if we're wrong. Street Fighter 2, the version that came out on Super Nintendo, was staggering. I still remember. I could replay it right now with the day that my mum came home with it. Because I'd saved up, but she had to buy it for me on lay-by. I used to ring David Jones every second day. Hello, I was just wondering if Street Fighter had come out yet? No. And they got shitty with us, and then finally it came out. That was unbelievable. And
on lay-by?
Yeah, and I would just pay a bit off in advance. But I'd paid it off by the time it was due to come out. So I was just, hello, excuse me, and I didn't have much else going on, so it was fair. Yeah, I had a fair time to play that, and then that was a staggering game of just unbelievable proportions on Super Nintendo, and then Super International Cricket. Oh God, what a game! The only cricket game to ever be any good was Super International Cricket on the Super Nintendo, made by an Australian company called Beam, B-E-A-M. They never did anything else. And I've always thought that we could make a fair amount of money if we somehow get in touch with the people who built the platform of that game and then updated the graphics, because it was a huge...
Well, I got caught playing a game over summer. I was watching the Big Bash, and they were plugging their new Big Bash game on the app.
Oh, God.
It's really basic, but mate, it's addictive. It's great. You just hit sixes out of the park, and they measure how far out of the park you can hit the sixes.
Is there a Chris Gale post-match interview level?
Unfortunately, they'd come up with the app before that wonderful Chris Gale interview.
Wonderful afternoon. The ones I'm most impressed by on eBay that I'm looking at here are the people that have got the Super Nintendo laid out beautifully, like with all the games that they've got and the controllers and everything. But they've laid it out on their bed, so you can see their pillows.
Yeah.
That's professional.
Yeah, it's where they play. But anyway, so that's it, mate. I've got to go back to my brother with a deal. It's his birthday in 3 days, so I'm going to talk to him then at dinner.
What have you got him?
I don't know. What I was thinking was, because this could be the first time I bought him a birthday present in over 10 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, I came up with the agreement that we wouldn't do presents.
But hang on, haven't you exhausted your Christmas and birthday presents for the next 5 or 6 years because you needed money in advance in Los Angeles? Where's that standing?
No, I'm back on now. That's from Santa and Mum. I get presents. Santa! Now, Santa still comes. Absolutely. I still get presents from Santa. It says, to Ash, love Santa. Well, we're just on Santa. We were very late to get off Santa at my house. I don't know if you know this, Ed, but I was pretty old. I would have been, I was in high school. I think I was going into year 9.
When you found out the bad news?
Yeah, pretty old. And we talk about this because, I was a huge
advocate
of if you don't believe, you don't receive.
Oh, yeah, good call.
And my brother, I used to have discussions with Cam, my brother, and I'd say, mate, I don't know. I'd say, I don't know, mate. I was 14. And he's 12, and he says, I don't know either. I don't reckon it's real. And we would lose our minds. We would lose our minds.
Could go back and forth on this. We could still go back and forth on this. Well, I'll be shocked if he budges on that deal. I know your brother. And when he digs his little heels in, he is a very hard-to-move individual.
You know why? Because he doesn't need it. That's why it's hard to barter with someone.
What does he need? He's a doctor. He's got a lovely fiancée. He's got a house. What does he need? What does he want for in life?
Well, do you remember? I don't know if I told you this. I promised him tickets to Sam Groth's box.
Oh no!
This was halfway through last year. I said, if you do this for me, I think I wanted to borrow $50. I said, if you do this for me, I'll get you tickets to Sam Groth's box.
Oh no!
And I shook on it, and look, that didn't happen. But that was the last time I've seen his eyes pop up with excitement.
Like light up, yeah, right.
Yeah, because otherwise, just unimpressed. Nothing impressive.
Yeah, what do you get the man that hates everything? That's the old question with your brother. What do you get the man who just hates everything? Like he is, he's a wonderful doctor and he does a wonderful job, but man, he's harsh. God, he's hard. He's a hard man.
I'm going to get him tickets to the tennis for next year, I think.
So, is it too early to say that?
Well, no, I'm going to give it to him for his birthday.
But that's in 2 days.
Yeah, I'll just buy it online, or I'll do an IOU.
That's the more likely one.
That's as good as a ticket. You take that to the turnstiles. That'll get you into Sam Groth's box.
That'll get you right.
That's front row.
I think you'll find this will get you straight into Sam Groth's box. Yeah, no, it's handwritten. Trust me.
Now, mate, you've got a pitch. You've got a live TV pitch.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It's a live show pitch.
Excellent.
And you know that awful show that Nine's promoting called The Briefcase, where they've got some needy person gets $100,000, but then they can keep it, or they can give it to someone else who's needy for $100,000, right?
Yep. Straight away, the premise of that show is wrong.
Exactly.
It needs to be. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
It needs to be someone who's not needy at all, nothing wrong with them at all. It's a huge amount of money versus someone who's needy.
Which is what they would do on radio. Kyle and Jackie O they've done this on radio 10 years ago, longer. You know,
Are they the EPs?
No, but they did this so long ago. I think the prize they were giving away was a Sports Girl Barina. It's called Let's Settle This. And what it is it's martial arts, live martial arts, impromptu. So what you show up to see The Sound of Music, and they'll say, "I'm sorry." A voice comes over the pen and says, "Well, I'm sorry, but the performance of Sound of Music is not on tonight. Instead, we're doing Let's Settle This. If you'd like to leave, you can get a refund, but it will be starting in 10 minutes." But a tweet has already gone out to the martial arts community and the people who follow Let's Settle This, saying that it's on.
Yeah.
Then a host walks out. Who do you think should host this? I don't know who's. I don't want them to be martial arty. I want them to be someone sort of like Sam Armitage. Someone sort of like, like, oh yeah, like someone who's not going to distract from the martial arts. Yeah. So
Pauline Hanson.
Perfect. So she comes out. So she's sort of racial. So we need someone kind of friendly. She's terrible. So we need someone who's someone friendly that she could be with. It's Pauline Hanson and who's like the friendliest person in town? Pauline Hanson and someone really friendly.
Rachel Finch?
No, she's like someone just like sweetness personified.
Ooh,
Samantha Jade or
Jessica Malboy?
No, I'd like Malboy to sing the national anthem.
That's nice.
So Pauline, Jess is there, but she's about to sing, and we need someone nice. It's hard that you can't think of someone nice. That's interesting.
I know. No, but I'm sweetness personified. There is someone. I'm just trying to.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking someone's nice out there.
They're there.
What about James Matheson? He's like a political kind of thinks he's doing things guy. What about him?
Yeah.
It's not as fun though, is it? You need someone.
Because also he hosted Idol. It's too.
What about? Hang on. Let's go the other way. What if it's Pauline Hanson and Kostya Tszyu?
Yeah, great. I thought you said that you didn't want them to be fighty though.
No, I think I've changed my mind.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so Pauline Hanson, Kostya Tszyu, Jessica Malboy.
Could you imagine the promos? Wonderful. Yep. Okay, I'm on board. Pauline Hanson, Kostya Tszyu, Jessica Malboy standing by to sing the national anthem.
Yeah, and we come out there, and Pauline and Kostya hold up their phone, and they go, "All right, it's this. Let's settle this." And our first two competitors, just going from the tweets, selected at random, are Paul from Paul's here, and Paul gets up, right? And he whispers into Pauline's ear what martial art he does. He does not tell the live crowd. By the way, everyone's really fired up because it's free drinks.
Yeah, good.
That's really important.
Yeah, they're given like a bag of goon as they enter.
Everyone, when they walk in, gets a mouth guard and a bag of goon, right?
In a show bag.
In a show, no, and in
a garbage bag, yeah.
Yeah, in a garbage bag. And yeah, they're in a garbage bag. Everyone's got, okay, make sure you get, and Kostya Tszyu comes out and says, make sure you get your garbage bag on way in. Inside, you'll find mouth guard. You'll find your flyer for next time's event. You'll find your bag of goon. Okay, nice one. And then raffle ticket. Obviously, we do a raffle at the end. Somebody going to take home a whole cow. Is whole cow is been cut up, but you must take whole thing. Is not meat tray. Is whole cow. You must take home tonight. All right. No worries, Costa. All right. So Paul gets up. On the other side, another and Kostya says, and also we have Dave B. If you're here, get up. And so he goes on the other side, and he whispers to Kostya what martial art he does.
Great.
So neither of them know what the other guy's going to bring to the table.
Beautiful.
And then it's a fight.
Love it. On the stage?
Yeah. And we keep going all night until we have a winner, until there's nobody left that wants to fight. But you have to bring martial arts. You can't get up there and say, I'm a street fighter, I'm a boxer. No, it has to be like ninjutsu, kung fu, taekwondo, judo, aikido, krav maga, the Israeli one. Kendo. If you bring a stick, like if you bring the gear, you're allowed to fight with your stick if you're a kendo guy, and that's the show.
Geez, you'd be kendo, wouldn't you? I'd love to be kendo. I'd go kendo.
Well, you're allowed to have your stick, but not your armor. So you got your stick, but if some sneaky MMA gets underneath it, they're going to cream you.
There'd be lots of kendo though, wouldn't there? If
You'd think
kendo
so,
was
yeah.
the only one where you can bring a stick.
And you'd have to keep frisking the ninjutsu people. What have you got nunchucks? No, you do. You can't. Because, that's good. That's a great wrinkle, because if you can smuggle the weapons on stage, you're allowed to use them. If you get the weapon, it's great.
The crowd would go nuts because
Yes.
he would secretly show the crowd and then do the shush the crowd, and then the crowd would be going. They would be raucous, knowing that he's about to pull his nunchucks out and kill this bloke. So do they fight to the death?
No, just till
the UFC ref.
Kostya and Pauline decide when it's over, and so then we have a champ. So the winner is tonight's winner was Kung Fu with Warren. Congrats, Warren. What do you want to say? Yeah, he's a fucked.
Yeah, and then applause. Everyone loves it. Great words by Warren.
Ambulances take away the losers, but you never know when it's on. You've got to be ready. You get about 2 hours notice, but you've got to be ready.
That's good. And do you think a lot of Let's Settle It fans would just turn up to theatres, like to go and see,
Glad you said
Matilda,
yes,
hoping that it was cancelled?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Not only do you get hardcore fight fans, but imagine the boost to sales of, let's say, Jersey Boys, when 250 hardcore fight maniacs show up hoping it's a brawl.
Yeah. Hoping it's cancelled.
Yeah. Tonight's...
Just get the tickets just in case.
Yeah, that's the thing, mate. We missed it last time. They did it. It was King Kong, and everyone thought, and they just, the puppet didn't come out, nothing. It was amazing. Kostya Tszyu said it was the first time we'd ever seen Up Keto win. It was what a night. There was a guy that got a sword on stage. It was incredible.
I would love it. And
it was incredible. He had a sword. I don't know how he got it up there, but he did. Should have seen the look on the guy's face. A guy rocked up there with some judo. Should have seen the look on his face when this bloke pulled a sword. It was incredible.
It needs to. It's obviously not for TV. It's a live theatre.
No, it's live. Live theatre.
And that's where Kostya Tszyu shines. And mate, I'd love to get in touch with Kostya.
So many good ideas on this podcast going to waste. It's getting stupid.
No, it's not. You've inspired me, Ed. I'm going to get in contact with Kostya. Good haircut.
Great haircut. One of the great Russian import haircuts. So much tracksuit work from him. No one wears a tracksuit like the Russians. Nobody. Nobody has the dedication to the crispness of the pants and then a singlet with a bum bag or no shirt. No one's got that mix just right like they do.
And he had the mix too with the smiling Cheshire cat grin and that very thin plait.
Yeah, and then you just knew, like, he was so affable. He was such an affable guy. And then as soon as he stepped in there, he was an animal.
Well, here's a question. Has Kostya Tszyu ever won, or has he gotten Queen's birthday honours?
Oh, my God, I'm going to look it up. Because here's Sobrano just doing pash every... I'd like to... pash, yeah, pash.
Kiss me passionately.
And pash, I like to think... Oh, I couldn't believe that. I was like, what has she done?
Can you name another Kate Sobrano song? Because Pash was a big hit in the 90s, I believe. It might have even been early noughties. I feel like it was on the back end of a...
You know what I'm not seeing?
Kostya Tszyu.
I'm not seeing Queen's birthday honours.
Who decides this? Is the Queen there
seriously?
Going, let's give it to Kate Sobrano? Really? I heard Pash me. Give it to her.
Give me anyone else too. Give me anyone else. and to see if they've got a Queen's birthday, because I just thought, when the captain's call, I was like, whoever has the captain's, remember the captain's call when Tony Abbott, that was one of the things that lost him the prime ministership when he gave Prince Philip a knighthood.
Yep.
I'm like, can I please see the committee for the Queen's Birthday Australia? Because whoever's dishing it out to Kate Sobrano, that's it. That's a march out. That's a march out.
Well, it's the Governor General, isn't it?
Let's find out what year Kate Sobrano's Pash was, so if we can see who had the biggest hit that year and whether they've got it.
Before you divulge, I'm going to have a guess. Are you going to have a guess before you look it up?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to go with 1996. I'm going to go the same year as the...
I'm going to go with 99, because I believe it to be... I remember singing it in year 12.
To who?
Wow. Who knows? I think I was just singing it on the tram.
Here it is. 98.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it was an album.
Mate, it's a fun... Those guessing games are fun. Like...
You ready for the peak position? This is what gets you a Queen's Birthday honours these days, apparently.
Yeah.
1998. The peak position, 23. Give me a break.
What do you mean? Say that again.
The album only went to number 23.
Well, give me another song. What's one of those singles?
All right, hang on. But the single Pash.
That would have gone 1.
No, 10.
Disgraceful.
That's a disgrace.
I'd love to know what was 1.
It was certified... I'm going to look. It was certified gold, but that's only 35,000 sales.
No. Also, certified gold is...
Doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
Because platinum's the one you want, yeah?
That's the one that 50 Cent seems to sing about the most.
Well,
my God. Okay, life just got interesting. Highest selling album, 98.
I'm going to go with Savage Garden.
Congrats. Well done. Well played.
Am I correct?
Yep.
That's it. I need to go on shows, quiz shows.
But you need me to be asking the questions. However, this is a huge... Okay, 1998, I'm going to say, it was one of the great years for Australian pop music. Natalie Imbruglia's Left of the Middle.
Yep.
Natalie Imbruglia's Torn. But the highest selling single of the year was The Living End's Prisoner of Society, which is a good song.
Yep. My mate was in that film clip.
Well, now you're being interesting.
Yep. And when you're in high school and there's a guy in a Living End film clip,
no, he's done
mate, he was a celebrity for about 5 years.
Well, he's earned that. Or Paul Kelly, Words and Music, that was that year. Regurgitator, Unit. What a great... That was the one year where it won for best cover art, and it was just a yellow circle. Oh no, this is one of the great years. No, this is one of the great years. No, Midnight Oil, White Skin, Black Heart came out that year. No, sorry, but this is one of the great years.
So 98.
Silverchair, The Door came out that year, and also the Whitlams, No Aphrodisiac. Oh, this is one of the great years of all time. If anyone, and the Wiggles won for Toot Toot. If anyone can tell me a better year of music, pop music, don't be like that, pop music for Australian music than 1998, I would very much like to hear it.
Well, just on the Wiggles, Ed, here's a bit of trivia for you. They're celebrating how many years
35.
as a band?
35.
Well done.
Well done. Okay, 1997... was Martin and Malloy won Best Comedy Album for Poop Shoot. If you haven't heard that, that's fucking well worth it. And this is the last thing I'll say about it. The late 90s was good for Australian music. Peter Andre. Peter Andre's won. Savage Garden won again. Truly Madly Deeply, the highest selling single. Truly Madly Deeply, what a song. Oh, no, that's it.
Well, he's doing stand-up now. He's doing comedy now, Darren Hayes. You know that, don't you?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Darren Hayes is he's made a foray into comedy. And do you remember we spoke about this with Steele Saunders? Darren Hayes was commenting on a Facebook post. Yeah, he gets very involved online, and he's now doing...
Well, and still, not on the Queen's birthday list. How is Kate Sobrano on there and Darren Hayes not? Oh, no. Darren before Kate, please.
And what about the other guy, the guitarist in Savage Garden? What about him? Because he went out with Kathleen from High Five. I think they're still married. What about him? I don't know his name, but just put it in. Give it to him.
Well, I'm really upset about it.
You want a bit of gossip?
What do you think?
So it's just on High Five. So we go from Kathleen, and then there was the remake of High Five, and then there was Lauren Brandt.
Oh, how much can we say? Because this is going to get feisty, yeah?
Look, I'm merely reporting on what I read. So I'm not...
No, that doesn't count. Because I had a legal meeting about this the other day. Because if you read out from a magazine, you're the one broadcasting it, so you get in trouble, not them.
What if she's a friend of mine?
Then you wouldn't have read it in a magazine.
Well, then I didn't read it in a magazine. So I am reporting on this. Guess who she's going out with now?
They say big bad bustling Barry Hall.
You're all over it. See, you don't even need
because it happened in Brisbane. Yeah. Because it happened in Brisbane, so that's how we know about it. You ready for let's leave it on this. The name of the other guy from Savage Garden, who was always known as the guitarist, bizarrely, in a band where one guy sang and one guy did guitar, apparently.
Okay, just stop. I want to have a go at this. Let me just get centered. So we got Darren Hayes. I know it's a really... Can you give me the initials?
DJ.
It's not Daniel Johns.
It is Daniel Johns.
Is it really?
Yep.
What a trick question.
He's done well.
It's the same as the guy from Silverchair.
That's right. That was what was so confusing about it. Daniel Johns is a genius. The guitarist from Silverchair, no, the other one.
Were they just reading out Daniel? Imagine if it was In-House Silverchair and
yes, that's
Savage Garden
they were.
Bulgarians.
Yes.
Imagine if they had to pronounce their actual names. Daniel Johns. Daniel Johns. No.
Not you, mate.
The other Daniel Johns.
The other Daniel Johns. If you could sit out, Daniel Johns needs to come. Not you. Not you. I know. It's been a big day for trivia. Before we let people go, anything else you need to know?
I don't need to know anything. But if you want to follow me on all your socials, just Ash Williams 1. Get involved. And Edward, what's going on with your social media?
Look, Mr. Ed Cavalier on Twitter, but I don't really care about that because what I do care about, that you and I have got another, once I've got a radio break coming up. And you and I don't know if you know this, but we are filming. We are going to be filming scenes for the new film, and it's going to be fucking coolies. So deal with... Yeah,
good. All right. We'll do that. I've got a comedy show coming out in August, 5 nights in Melbourne, from the 10th to the 14th. 10th to the 14th, 5 nights of my I've Done Some Bad Things show. It'll probably be the last time I'll do it.
Jeez.
For a while, anyway.
Well, get yourself to see that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And sure, we will catch you next time. Ash via Skype, good evening.
See you, buddy.